fight, stayed up at night and dreamed of ways through the world.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You wanna stop by later? Maybe I'll go to fix something to eat. You wanna grab something from the street, bring it home? But, yeah,
An absolutely beautiful spot, but unfortunately it's not free. Checkout at this campground is 2 o'clock and it is like 1:45, so let's do it. Alrighty, we are packed up and ready to go. We made friends with the campground host this morning and let her know that we'd be heading out this afternoon in search of a free campsite. And she was kind enough to let us know of quite a few free dispersed camping spots, really not that far from here. She said as close as a mile. So fingers crossed we find something, because $16 a night, while it was a very, very pleasant stay and an absolutely gorgeous view, it's just not how we roll. We prefer a free campsite. Rolling out. This is more like it, and it didn't cost me a thing. We are feeling very thankful that we ran into that campground host and she let us know about this great spot. We got here just as a family was leaving, which worked out perfectly. We're right by the water, got a fire pit, not nearly as many neighbors as we had at the campground. All around, it's a score. I will say the mosquitoes are pretty swarmy. Feeling really thankful that we went ahead and ordered this bug net. It's been working out really great. So this is home for the next day or two. I thought I could show you guys a little bit of what we get up to while we're hanging out at camp, enjoying these beautiful free spots. It is a little bit of a trek to get here, lots of bumpy roads, lots of potholes, but the views are so, so worth it. This spot actually also has LTE, which is freaking awesome. So I'm gonna get some work done. This right here is why we van life. Good morning from Yellowstone, everybody. Oh my goodness, this has been the most amazing morning ever, and it's what, 7:30? It's 7:30 a.m. I have seen moose, elk, bison, geysers. I haven't even had a freaking coffee yet. Today's insane already. The sun is super, super gorgeous today. There's a lot of smoke in the area. There are some closures due to wildfires and the smoke from the geysers, so it creates kind of a really cool like misty effect on the sun, and the colors have been so beautiful. Josh is going to start a pot of coffee for us, and I'm going to run up to the visitor center really quick and figure out what times Old Faithful is predicted to erupt today and snag us a map because they did not give us one when we drove in. Fingers crossed the visitor center's open. Mask. I'll be right back, buddy. Alrighty, so the visitor center is closed, so I guess we're flying without a map today, so we'll see how that goes. But I did find out from somebody passing by that Old Faithful went off at about 7:20 this morning, so we have 90 minutes plus or minus 10 minutes from that time to get back there. So I'm headed back to the van because I need a coffee. LOL, I've been up since 4. And all before 8 in the morning. I'm a little sad that we weren't given a map. It looks like the visitor center may have been open yesterday, so I'm thinking we may have just gotten here like too early before they're open. So I'm gonna check again in a little bit. I talked to someone who was standing outside though, and he said that the geyser went off at 7:20. We're gonna head back down there at about 8:30 so that we're there by 8:40, so that we are in that 10-minute window so that we don't miss it, which gives us a half an hour to have a coffee and get ourselves together, because as you guys saw, I'm still wearing my slippers. This has been such a cozy morning. It's been so cool driving through the park in my pajamas in our house. The coffees are full, hearts are full. The day is gonna be full of adventure. I'll see you guys at the bottom of this cup of coffee. And now we wait. It is 8:36. The geyser is expected to erupt at 8:52. It's already beautiful. I'm so excited to show you guys. That's insane. A few minutes late, but pretty much on schedule. It went off about 3 minutes late, but fairly on time. It's so crazy that it's so like consistent, but I guess that's why they call it Old Faithful. We are gonna do a lap around the boardwalk here, and I've heard from a couple of people now that if you do the whole lap, you'll make it back just in time to watch Old Faithful go off one more time before we move on to Grand Prismatic Springs.
Ew, that one's stinky.
As per usual, pancakes for breakfast with, of course, huckleberry syrup. I know you guys are all dying to know if I found more huckleberry syrup last week. I was a little stressed when that store that we stopped in last week didn't have it because it's so good, and I was so upset that we were going to be out of it. Don't worry. After heading to another local huckleberry store, I finally found some more huckleberry syrup. This was not the brand that we tried originally, so it does taste a little bit different. It even says on the container here, caution when consuming this product in bear country, which I thought was really funny and cute. But we stopped in Walmart on our way out of Montana, and Josh found the mother load, so I purchased 3 more. This is the original kind that we tried and absolutely loved, so I was stoked when we found more of it and bought as many bottles as I could fit in my pantry. So, huckleberry syrup product review. Good, really good. Highly, highly recommend. I'm absolutely obsessed. And I also got us some huckleberry hot sauce because in this house, if it doesn't have hot sauce on it, it probably has syrup on it. Okay, back to my pancakes. What an eventful morning. Oh my goodness. I'll see you guys after breakfast. It has gotten awfully busy since we first got here this morning. We got here, there was maybe like 5-10 cars in this parking lot. Now it's like full. I'm glad we got here early. It really wasn't that crowded while we were out exploring the geysers, and then I guess it got busy while we were having breakfast. We are headed out of the Old Faithful area. Up next, Grand Prismatic Springs.
I'm running your way, but you push me away. Your lifeline, losing your mind. I'm here for you, babe. I've loved you the same this whole time. So tell me, what's on your mind? And I'm not here to hear you say you're fine. I can take the pain you hold.
Now we get down there.
I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your grip tonight? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time. Can I feel your grip tonight? Can I feel your grip tonight? You think you're too far, but I'm where you are, you know. I said I won't leave your side. They left you bare, but I'm begging you, stare in my eyes for you. Yeah, I give my life.
So beautiful.
So colorful.
So colorful. So that pretty much checks off everything I had on my to-do list for the day. So I guess the plan from here is to just drive around for a little while and see what we come across. Now the adventure really begins. our Yellowstone list is the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. We found a campsite without bugs. Better close that though, just to be safe. The bugs at this campsite are not nearly as bad as the last campsite that we were at, so we decided to stay and hang out for a little bit. We found a trailhead today down the way a little bit, and Josh, Haley, and I went on a short little hike, and we found a nice little creek. Kept it pretty mild though, because my legs are still pretty beat from yesterday. Yellowstone was absolutely amazing, and we just weren't quite ready to leave yet. So Josh has built us a campfire, and we are just going to enjoy this spot for one more night and venture into Yellowstone again bright and early tomorrow morning to get the last little bit of wildlife viewing in before we head out. We're gonna roast some marshmallows tonight, enjoy the campfire, enjoy the view of the mountains, enjoy each other's company, and rest up a little bit before we hit the road again tomorrow to the Grand Tetons. But my marshmallows are waiting for me, so I will catch up with you guys bright and early in the morning to wrap up our amazing week of van life at Yellowstone.
I'll wait to see your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses. Oh, please stay a while. I'll reach up to
A s'more pro tip: add some peanut butter or use a Reese's peanut butter cup instead of the Hershey's chocolate. Total game changer.
I'm in your warm embrace. Oh, I hope this feeling lasts till the oceans turn to glass and the world around us turns and fades to black. Together we'll hold back the sun in this moment, forever young. Against the stream of time we'll run, baby. We'll hold back the sun. This feeling moves me every single day. I'm captured by your charm, enchanted by your ways. In the magic of your eyes, I've become lost in their spell. So come close.
Tink.
Today has been super eventful so far. We've been up for 2 hours, we've been to 3 states, and we've seen a herd of elk and a bison. Our campsite last night was, I guess, in Idaho, so driving back into the park today, we went through Montana, and then now in the park we are in Wyoming. We just stopped off at a little roadside pull-off. The river is super steamy this morning, so we decided to have our coffee and watch the rapids and the steam. Yellowstone was absolutely amazing. I just don't want to leave. We had such a great time. Everything went so well the day that we spent in the park. I'm super grateful that we got up early and got into the park before it got super busy. If any of you guys are planning on heading to Yellowstone anytime soon, I definitely recommend an early start because it did get quite crowded as the day went on. And I think the only thing that I would have done differently is maybe gone to see Grand Prismatic on the way to Old Faithful, because when we got to Old Faithful we had to wait for Old Faithful to erupt. On the way there we could have seen Grand Prismatic and it would have been a little bit less crowded than when we went later in the day. But I really loved that we went ahead and got like the bigger tourist attractions out of the way first and then kind of drove around and explored the rest of the day. We had a great time. I can't believe how many animals we saw, how many beautiful things that we saw. The park is so well organized. There are so many great views accessible by car. It's really amazing how many things we were able to see in such a short amount of time. I even got a little bit touristy and got a t-shirt. And of course, I put it on as soon as we got home and I haven't taken it off since.
That's just the kind of person that I am.
Being at the geyser basins almost felt like being on another planet. It almost looks like how I would imagine Mars, but like with water. Super, super interesting. I've never seen anything like it. The color of the canyon we saw yesterday was insane. It was almost, well, it was Yellowstone. The canyon was massive, absolutely breathtaking. I didn't even know that there was a canyon at Yellowstone, like a Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, until we got here. So that was a nice surprise. Such a gem. I'm so thankful for the Park Service for preserving beautiful landmarks like this for all of us to come enjoy. This is an absolutely great way to spend a day and we had a lovely, lovely time. I give Yellowstone an 11 out of 10. Traveling by van through a national park has been super, super fun. It's been really neat to be able to pull off somewhere beautiful and do something super normal, like have a coffee together, pull over for lunch. It's made this kind of travel very, very comfortable and we're really grateful that we got to come on this trip together. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me and go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And we will catch you guys again next Sunday at the Tetons. The bugs at this campsite are way less bad. Way less bad. Good morning from Yellowstone! Oh, I always catch you like closing that.
What?
I'm talking about Is that how you say it?